Have you ever gone to an early bird special? They're awesome.
I'm not geriatric.
You know what that word means?
Old, right? Decrepit?
I'm feeling explosive. TNT family. 'Cause I'm dynamite. 'Cause I'm dynamite. I'm feeling explosive. Tonight.
Oh.
Good morning.
I'm terrible at this. I want to start.
Danny Taryn, Crystal Taryn. This is our tattoo shop, TNT Tattoo Company. Yeah. I put a lot of myself into this piece, and the entire time I was designing, I was just pouring into it. Those are my heartstrings being tugged on.
Because otherwise it'd be like this.
Danny and Crystal's shop is located about 10 minutes that way, and they are in Haltom City, and I am in Fort Worth, but we still share the same areas that we solicit.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody that.
I wish them all the best, but it does kind of step on my dick.
Yeah,
Well, I don't. He's already sat through 8 hours of me redoing his back now.
that's Gary Eugene Taryn. That's me and Danny's dad. John Kuzak, little buddy Zach Wild, John Carpenter, of course. That's Ennio Morricone. He filmed or scored all the spaghetti westerns.
My name is Ryan Taryn. We are in my wonderful tattoo studio, S6 Tattoo and Design.
And a calendar that never gets filled out because nobody fucking pays attention to what I asked them to do.
And we have been established here for 4 years. I am 30 years old, and I look like I'm 40, and I feel like I'm 60.
Just kidding. No climbing for fat dudes.
Oh, that's why I got that new letter. Check it out.
Definition of geriatric.
Yeah, that's actually what the video was. It was an old man getting up there one hit.
I am this man's younger brother. Go. Older brother.
Since we're newer than his studio, he's 4 years established. It's about a mile and a half, I would say. Is that right?
No, I'd say
You know,
1.43.
It's close. Yeah.
Then why did you decide to open up so close to me?
Because I was here first, technically.
But I was established as a business 4 years prior to you even opening, so...
Well, no, but I'm right.
Okay.
Well, like, I've already spent like $7,000 on this, and as you can see, there's not like a whole hell of a lot done.
So right now you got 7.
It's like 6.
65 to $7.
It's like 6.
I don't keep track.
Well, I do. And
He does not keep track. You don't keep track of my tip money.
I keep track of you too. What?
We very much enjoy tattooing right next to each other.
Well, we both found ourselves kind of rushing to get back to one another, as cheesy as that sounds. So
Yeah.
the work and the day was shit until we, got back together, and then it felt right. So everything else went right.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we get the tattoo together, and that problem is alleviated, everything is smooth,
More chill.
more chill.
I saw tattooing as a way to stay rebellious and also to be able to use my art to make money. I didn't really think about the relationships that I would develop in the process. At the very beginning, I put all of my ducks in this basket. I ain't got no other baskets, just this basket. And just now, am I like, maybe I want to make a different basket? I'm like, put it in there from time to time when I have time, which is never.
But you see what happens when you stick with it, though. This has been your number one thing. I think for me, I'm not saying that my work ever took a hit, but my passion for it took a hit.
At some point, the inner artist in you is just like screaming so fucking loud to like do something for yourself, because it's hard, especially in this day of like Instagram and stuff like that. It's all about everyone else's approval, like is it good enough? But whenever you make art for yourself truly, it doesn't fucking matter, because it's for you and it's not for anybody else.
I think that's what comes out when you're not going to get judged or you're
Right, and
get someone's opinion about
that's
it.
when it truly feels like accomplishing.
It's very easy to burn yourself out, would be the right way to put that. So with artists, anytime an artist draws the same thing over and over again or feels repetitive, you lose sight of what you're actually doing. You're making art that's going to live as long as that person that you're putting it on. And so when you do reach that burnt out place in your head, you will do anything to not have to do it.
The secret is we spend hours outside of a tattoo preparing for that tattoo.
Right.
That we don't charge anybody.
Yeah, nobody charges for the time spent designing or what goes into it. And so next time you bitch about your tattoo artist price, think about that.
Basically what he's saying is don't be a dick, show up for your appointment.
I mean, mostly now, like 10 years in, if they're not getting the style that I do, then I usually recommend them to somebody who does what they're looking for. At this point, you don't have to do everything.
I would separate my shop from Danny and Crystal's shop as being more nerdy and eclectic, and theirs being more homey and country looking.
What do I think about Ryan's studio? Pass.
Pass. Ryan's studio is a reflection of himself, you know? It's all his memorabilia and his obsession with film and comics.
I like nerdy shit. I love movies and space and action figures and everything that goes along with it, and they enjoy reggae music and beating up each other's butts all the time.
I went to college. I had the crap on the wall like Chili's.
Oh, yes.
You know, or the Fuddruckers, or what is it, the butt fuckers.
There's a reason why he did not design the studio.
When Danny and Crystal opened up right down the street from me, my heart sunk a little bit, because being a business owner, I've strived to make sure that we're busy and these artists are stocked up full of appointments and working. And I never really was concerned about any kind of competition in the Fort Worth area until that point.
Is Ryan direct competition? I know that we don't feel it that way, but Ryan has always felt it that way.
Because he's an asshole.
I think he was actually mad at us when we told him the location that we were going to open. He did a good job at keeping it under, but you could kind of hear it deep down in his voice.
It does kind of step on my dick. But when Danny and Crystal decided to open up about a year ago down the street from me, I became scared almost.
We waited until we could do the shop the way that we wanted to. We didn't half-ass anything. And that's
Are you saying he half-assed it?
I did not say that.
It's like, it's like Guy Fieri had a fucking burger shop, and, another fucking chef opened up right down the road and made better cookies than you, and, not saying that they're better than me or any of my artists, but they are.
Ryan has done an excellent job. He's excelled. I've got nothing but good to say about him, and I'm proud of him. Professional, half-assed.
You fucking asshole.
So our business structures are as follows. Danny's is on a percentage basis. He gives his artists 60% of their earnings and pockets 40%. And that goes a lot to overhead, which is probably stupid. I used to be on a percentage basis with my shop, and after 3 years of dealing with turmoil of finding solid artists.
He means the headache. You actually have to sit there and babysit, and That's a nice way of putting it.
I switched to a booth rental stipulation, meaning they pay me X amount of dollars every week on the week, and I'm guaranteed enough money to live and start my other endeavors.
I don't know. I always think it's funny how long people will look at realistic stuff versus like traditional stuff. That's the most commented piece of art I have is that Iron Man, and all I did was copy one. And then all that other stuff's painted, drawn from my own head, and everyone always says that Iron Man's their favorite.
We're artists, so that means that we're all sensitive pussies. Mm-hmm. So that means we can say all we want that we're badasses and we're rock stars and all that kind of shit. We don't say that. But if we did, you could still hurt our feelings by saying that you didn't care for our artwork. We may not show you that it does, but it does. And then you got fucking Instagram, so you have 20,000 people judging you. Yeah, it's not a good thing for an artist.
Yes, actually, about 3 to 4 years into my career, I started plotting my own shop. 3 or 4 years into tattooing and in the industry, I started planning for this right here. It was originally called Brothers in Ink, and it was based around me, Danny, and Greg, until a lot of bullshit went down, lots of drama, and we had to part ways. And regretfully, I made my exit from my family because of that turmoil.
You know what my first CD was? What? It was a gift from Grandma Jan. It was Ace of Base.
Oh.
And then my third and fourth were Mickey Mouse Unwrapped. Do you remember me getting that? No? You remember me? And then Spin Doctors. Ryan and I are just different people when it comes to that. I was selfish. I went off the deep end. Like anybody else, I had my reasons for it, but I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. It wasn't a malicious thing. He didn't care for it, and at the time, he was getting a little taste of power, and it was almost like being in a relationship with a woman. He wanted me to change. I didn't want to change. He took it as a personal insult, that I wouldn't do what he was asking or do what he was saying, and I wouldn't be the person that he wanted me to be. And I know that frustrated the shit out of him, but I was in a place and a time in my life where I needed to do what I was doing. If nothing else, for pure sanity's sake.
I took it as anger instead of being helpful, or as a brother would.
It could be argued. I mean, when I did stop drinking, I stopped buddying around so much. I felt like everybody could see the inner me and knew that I was just kidding about everything. I do like to razz people. I do like to poke and prod and tease. But when I was drinking, I wouldn't preface anything. I would just do that with the thought that they have to know I'm kidding. They have to know that I love them. I would do anything for them. So I come off like just a complete asshole, a bully, if you want to, call it that. And when I quit drinking, I could finally see that that's what people were seeing. I wasn't doing those things to show them the kindness, the complimentary side of things. Prefacing it is, I preface everything so that there's never any confusion about my intentions. But once Ryan kind of saw that, I know he directly relates it with alcohol. So in his eyes, quit drinking, become different Danny. I was never different Danny. I was just more focused on myself then. So, you can call it selfishness hand in hand. But I never stopped caring about him. As much as he was saying hurtful things and being rude and maybe saying things to other people that eventually got back to me and shit like that, I knew he was just hurt.
My father was a raging alcoholic and died from it. And I started seeing the same flame come back in Danny, and I saw history repeating itself. And instead of wanting to help Danny, all I did was get pissed. And I didn't want to be around him. I thought, how the fuck could you do this? You just watched her dad die. You know, how could you go that deep? And look at me differently too when I fucking say, you know, cut the shit, get on your game, you're fucking everything up.
I was unselfish my whole life. I didn't go to where I wanted to go to college. I didn't end up doing the things that I felt like I wanted to do with my career. I'm happy with my career, but I thought about everybody else all the fucking time. And then when I fell into that and was a little selfish, everybody shunned me. You know, so there was a little bit of anger on my part, you know. But at the same time, I didn't care. If they were going to be that way, then I didn't need them.
Danny essentially raised me and my other brother Greg when my father passed away and took the role as our father. And that I will forever put him on that pedestal as being one of the best men I know on this planet. So he really stepped up and taught me everything I know and pushed me and motivated me until I dropped him. When I realized that I had made a very big mistake was just the emptiness, the vacancy in my heart from family. My grandmother passed away, my uncle passed away, and you know, my mom moved away from us, so we literally had no family. And after a while, man, if you don't talk to your family, you don't talk to your siblings, and you don't have that kind of love, that unconditional love in your life, well, things start getting fucky. And I started to realize that and started to become really depressed about it. So I had to eat crow and make amends. And that amends took about 2 years until we were on the same page.
There was no, oh, please come be my friend again. He needed to understand, he needed time. He needed to see the troubles of the world. He needed to get his dick stepped on a couple times to know that pain, you know, so that he could, you know, have more empathy for the situation.
Danny was not waiting on me. Danny was, fuck him. And I was like, fuck him at the time. You know, I didn't want anything to do with him, just solely because I didn't want to eat crow. I didn't realize my regrets at the time.
So whenever things came back to being cool, I was more worried about my wife being able to let a lot of shit go. You know, because she, just from an outsider standpoint, she watched, you know, yeah, I was drinking, but I was still that guy. I'd still do fucking anything for you.
I think Crystal is probably the best thing to ever happen in my life, to Danny's life, our family's life. And without her, I think that Danny and I would be in very, very dark, depressive states. I don't think that we would have soared to accomplish what we've accomplished.
And I remember her actually making the statement. She said, I'll never be able to fully forgive Brian for that whole situation. And I just told her, I said, one day he's going to understand, you know, that that it was just as much him being in the wrong as it was as me being in the wrong. And I said that his heart's always been in the right place. And even if we don't make amends, you know, he's a good person. He doesn't deserve any kind of hatred or ill will or anything like that.
Danny he wasn't waiting, he wasn't expecting anything. It was kind of it was just a fast little deal where I hit him up and it was like, all right, man, well, let's fucking hang out then and talk. So I went over to their house one day and we sat down for about 3 hours and cried our asses off and got back on the same page, and I let him know that he was the part in my heart that I was missing. you haven't changed as a person. You were always that hard and mature individual with the same amount of respect and values that Dad had, that, you know, now is being bestowed upon our kids, you know. So nothing's changed.
Dad's biggest thing was to think about others before yourself.
I didn't get the time with our father, obviously, that he got with our father, so I rely muchly on him to give it to me. We ended up how we are now, and our relationship is the way it is because of all the hardships, honestly, I believe. I mean, it's a lot of long years of learning life, I mean, and dropping the hate, dropping the bullshit and resentment, and
Most
just
people
getting
would say
back
that,
to the
yeah.
basics.
Most people would say just outward appearance, what we're into, the different things that we're night and day. But you know, our hearts are right there because of what we went through together. I don't know if I've ever told him this, but you know, I really felt for him. As young as I was only 21. I was supposed to be partying in college, but I couldn't imagine him, you know, Dad being taken away at the age he was. And regardless of our issues with our mom, I knew that unless I kind of forfeited and sacrificed a few things, if for no other reason to show him that it was going to be okay, you know, it really was going to be okay. Nobody else was going to do it if I didn't, so I had to.
And that's what we touched on yesterday as far as him stepping in as the role and giving me everything that our father couldn't.
Explosive tonight.